Hello class, and welcome to Math Minutes, video number 14. We're going to start looking at how to divide fractions, so get your notebooks out and turn to page 15. Dividing fractions, we just have a little preliminary step. We're actually going to make a division problem turn into a multiplication problem, and we're going to do what we just did. We're going to multiply the numerators across, and we're going to multiply the denominators across. But what we have to do first is convert this type of problem from division into multiplication. We do that by remembering keep, change, flip. Let's take a look at that. We're going to keep the first fraction as is. So looking at our example of 3/4 divided by 1/2, we're going to keep the first fraction as it is. That's 3/4. Then we're going to change the division sign to a multiplication sign. Division changes to multiplication. Keep 3/4. Change to multiplication, and then we're going to flip. We're going to flip the second fraction so that the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. Flipping something also means we're going to invert. So in your other math problems or when we're doing other things, if the word invert shows up, it means just to flip it over, invert it. So here, 3/4 divided by 1/2 becomes 3/4 times 2/1. Then what do? We simply multiply, which we just reviewed a few minutes before this. Multiply across the top. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 1 is 4. And then as always we check, can this be reduced? And it can. If we divide each of these by 2, we get 3/2. 3/2. Time to practice. Keep, change, flip. Let's look at 1/2 divided by 1/3. Keep 1/2, change that to times, flip 1/3 becomes that, multiply across 1 times 3 and 2 times 1, and you're done. Number 7, keep, change, flip. Keep 6/7, change to times, flip or invert 2/3 becomes 3/2. Let's multiply across. 6 times 3 is 18. 7 times 2 is 14. Can we reduce this? Yes. What's our greatest common factor is 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 14 divided by 2 is 7, and now it's in its lowest form. Some of this reducing fractions we'll go over in a separate lesson. Right now, just focus on your steps of dividing fractions, which is keep, change, flip. All right, number 8. 3/4 divided by 2/3. Keep 3/4, change your division to times, and flip 2/3 into 3/2. 3 times 3 is 9. And 4 times 2 is 8. 9/8. Number 9. Keep 1/3, change to times, flip 3/5 becomes 5/3. 1 times 5 is 5, and 3 times 3 is 9, and it cannot be reduced or simplified. Our last problem together, 1/4 divided by 7/8. Keep 1/4, change division to times, flip 7/8 to 8/7. 1 times 8 and 4 times 7 is 28. And can this be reduced? Yeah, it can. We can actually find our greatest common factor in this case is 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And 28 divided by 4 is 7. Keep, change, flip. It's all you have to know when dividing fractions. Bring your completed notebooks to class, and I'll see you next class.